What's going on, guys? Back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at a few flash sale deals that I was able to pick up in the month of February. Most of them are through Arrow Video, but there are some Kino Lorber titles, as well as some deals I was able to pick up on Amazon and even eBay. So let's get started with some of these titles. First up is Amazon. Not a whole lot happening. Every year it seems like Amazon tries to throw these Prime Day sales, and every year they just keep doing more and more of them. So there's another one coming up, but right before, usually it's always right before the Prime deal sales that they actually have deals on Blu-rays. So with the first one was Challengers, just a standard Blu-ray. They didn't include a slipcover. In fact, the digital code was already expired or used or whatever. No 4K of this, and this is like the most bare bones Blu-ray possible. But I'm really just happy to own the movie, and the price was pretty good for what it is. It was my favorite movie of last year, so I definitely wanted to pick it up on Blu-ray. Next up was a Silent Voice. Did not know this was actually a steelbook. I have seen the steelbooks, but based on the picture on Amazon, I thought this was just standard Blu-ray with like a slipcover. Um, and from the picture that I saw, the back was just a J card, so it kind of looked like it was a slipcover. But nonetheless, it's a steelbook. It's a matte finish all around. Interesting that the steelbook is actually cheaper than the standard Blu-ray, but also really glad to own the movie. Really fantastic anime for those who haven't seen it. Those were all on Amazon. Now moving on to some of the Arrow video sales I was able to pick up for their 50% off sale. First title is Audition. Really glad to pick this up. I saw this last year for the first time, and I knew I had to add this to the collection. The artwork is a little dark on this, but what's interesting is this and the original Blu-ray release, they kind of screwed up the twist that they're going for with the cover, kind of just saying everything that the movie is about to do. So maybe change that up, but otherwise really glad to own this. Next up is the Taisho trilogy. I got to see the first film in this trilogy earlier in the week, and I really loved it, so I knew I couldn't pass up on a $15 Blu-ray for 3 movies. And the other 2 movies I checked out, and the synopsis for both of them sound really intriguing, so definitely wanted to pick this up while I still had the chance, because I think our regular price is like 35, if not $40 for the set. So I was able to get another like 10% off during the flash sale, so it was like under $15 for 3 of them, so really great deal. Next up is Cemetery Without Crosses. Now, I own a good number of westerns, and at this point, it's like I'm going through the more obscure titles. So when I was going through Arrow's video titles and checking out some of the westerns, I was like, oh yeah, let me check this out, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this film. It's kind of simple in premise. There's some elements that really feel familiar, but I really like the dark nature of this, and the pulpiness of it. I just really appreciated it, even though it was simple, but the execution was really well done. I always love going into these westerns where you don't really expect a whole lot, and they just turn out a lot better than it was. Because originally I had checked this out, I think on the Roku channel or something. That was the only way to actually see it for free, and the initial like 10 minutes looked incredibly rough, and I'm like, good lord, can I even watch this movie? Because the restoration, or their lack of, was just horrible. But the beginning is just actually meant to look like that, and then the movie does start to get better, visually speaking at least. But this does have a new 2K restoration, well, from 6 years ago at least when this came out, so it should look a lot better than what I saw it on the Roku channel. But great movie, glad I do own it now. Next up was the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. I've always had this in my cart, but I was looking at picking up other Arrow titles, not just one, just save on like shipping and stuff. So really happy that I do own this. It's one of my favorite martial arts films of all time. Now they do have like some of these other martial arts films as a part of like sets from Shaw Brothers, and I was able to pick one of them up last haul. But they really need to release like a standalone 36 Chambers of Shaolin or something, because right now it's stuck in that Shaw Scope Volume 2 collection, which is like $120 or something, and There's probably like one other movie in that collection that I want to own. So maybe a standalone or a 4-movie set would be ideal, just to save on the cost. And honestly, those Shaw set collections, they don't really look great on your shelf. They just take up so much space. So another like standalone set would be nice. For this movie in particular, they do sell both versions of it. There's one with like the standard edition, and then this one is the limited edition with the white slipcover. I kind of prefer this over the other one. Next up is some 4K titles. I was able to pick up Donnie Darko. Been waiting a while to pick this one up. Now, originally, I think it came with like a limited edition set, so this is just like the standard edition, just no fancy packaging, doesn't come with a slipcover. But for the price, I think it's a really good deal. Definitely be curious to check out the restoration work on that. It's been a really long time since I've seen that movie. Next up, this was on eBay. This was Misery. This one's a really hard title to find. Usually never drops in price and isn't really like available a whole lot places. Like eBay, I was able to finally get like a good deal on it by purchasing multiple titles and getting like a percentage off of the pickups. But this is one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. Kathy Bates and James Caan are incredible in the roles, and I'm really glad to own Misery. Really great horror thriller film. Next up was The Truman Show, the 25th anniversary 4K set. No slipcover, nothing like that, but for the price, I'm glad to own it. I never owned it on Blu-ray. I've just been sitting on it. It's been a title that I'm like, I'm just going to wait. I know this is a movie that eventually is going to get a 4K release, so I own it now. And then lastly, I picked up Avatar: The Way of Water. This is the Digibook 4K set. It's kind of messed up that Disney is like releasing things like this, not because of the packaging or anything, is that this is like $50 for what? You know, the standard 4K is like 25, 26 bucks, and the problem is it doesn't come with Dolby Vision. So if you want Dolby Vision, you need to buy this specific Digibook set because the standard 4Ks, they're just standard HDR10. They do come with Atmos tracks, but not Dolby Vision. So, you know, for the price, you're paying an extra $20 for an extra bonus disc, I think, and slightly fancier packaging and Dolby Vision. You know, I guess it's worth it. I mean, the packaging does look nice. It does remind me of the Blu-ray collector's edition of the original Avatar film. On the shelf, I can't say this is going to look great because we're stuck with one little letter A on the side. It doesn't even spell out Avatar anywhere. So the third film, when it comes out, is it just going to have another A there, or what's going to happen with that? But it's flashy. It looks nice. I haven't seen this film at home since I saw it twice in theaters in Dolby. So I am curious how this is going to, you know, look at home with the Dolby Vision, and if the movie really holds up. It's like the thing that is always the case for me with Avatar is like, I don't know. Like, I liked it in theaters. I don't know how it's going to be at home. So, definitely going to check out Way of Water on 4K, and I'll let you guys know how good it looks. I hear really great things about it. So, I also did pick up American Fiction on Blu-ray. Really enjoyed that film from 2 years ago, but right now it's not in stock. Like, I ordered it, and now it's like backlogged for like a whole month. So whenever that does come, that would be another film that gets added to my collection. But in all, these were all the titles I picked up during the month of February. Good number of them were through Arrow. I know some of these other boutique labels had sales in the month of February, mainly Criterion. I know that Shout Factory and Kino Lorber usually have sales a little bit later on in the year. So I'll be waiting for that to pick up some other titles that I'd be interested, such as Bug, for example. I know that's a Kino Lorber release, so I'm waiting for some of the prices to drop on some of these other titles during their sales. But in all, guys, those are the pickups. I'd be curious to check out what you guys picked up during the month of February with Arrow or some of these other smaller labels. Please do comment the titles down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like subscription bar down below. And I will see you guys in a future video.